One more beer before I go. One more beer for the road. Give me 12 ounces of courage in my hand. Bartender.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing fender flares on my 15 Silverado you see behind me. Quick before we get into it, I didn't buy these brand new. I bought the open box. I think I've told you all about through AmericanTruck.com what they do. This one did not come with all the hardware and or the instructions to install it. I know how to install them, but I'm gonna have to do a makeshift way. It's a little bit different because I don't have the hardware that comes with the kit to do it. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of a different way to install it if, per se, you buy one from an open box or you get one that doesn't have all the hardware, so that way you can still install one instead of having to wait. If maybe you're on time crunch or something and you don't want to wait for a new one to come in or for the hardware, you can do it a different way. So let's get into that. So first thing, with where mine was an open box, it had already had all of the nuts and bolts installed, and it already had the trim here, this rubber seal on the top to protect it from rubbing on the paint. That was already installed as well, so I did not have to do that. But I will post a video in the link. I'll post a link to another video to show you how to do both of those if that's something you need to know. Okay, since I do not have the hardware kit that comes with it, that's why I have to do this a little bit different. I'm going to be using 27 self-tappers. This is the one I'm using. That's probably right around an inch. My impact with a Phillips head. I also need a pry tool, and we will be using a T15 socket as well. So let's get into it. So first thing we need to do, we need to remove this mud flap. This is going to take those T15 socket that we talked about just a minute ago. After you get all of the screws removed, you just want to use this pry removal tool. You probably won't even need it. And we got another bolt secured on the bottom. Okay, so what you want to do now, once you get those removed, you want to go ahead and get your fender flare. You want to kind of set it up. You want the line to be flush with this body line right here. And then we're going to reinstall the two bottom T15s that came off the bottom side over here. Sorry about having to cut that last clip off. I couldn't see the hole down there, so I had to kind of adjust myself to see it. But now you just want to go in a circle starting from this side over here, and you just want to install a self-tapper in every single hole. Make sure that you have it flush where you want it. Keep pressure on. Okay guys, here's a better look at the first one. If you don't, little tip, if you really don't like or want to have those stainless steel self tappers on the bottom where you can see them, get a can of spray paint and a piece of cardboard, and you can actually just spray those black so they'll blend in. But let's move to the rear of the truck. Okay, now that we're on the back, we have 4 screws here to take this one off, and we also have 4 back here to take this one off. So let's get those taken off real quick. Okay guys, now once you get those removed, you want to line up you want to line this one up. We're actually going to reinstall that factory hardware down here at the bottom, just like we did on the front. We'll do one up here, and we'll do one in the back. Alright guys, that's the rear driver's side. Let me get the truck backed out and I'm gonna back it in and we're gonna knock out the passenger side. Alright, y'all already know what to do, so enjoy this time lapse. Alright everybody, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You hear the rain coming down pretty hard behind me. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder so that way the rain doesn't affect the audio you hear me talk. The fender flare is pretty simple. It took me about an hour, little under an hour and a half, somewhere in that time range by myself. And I did it different than the way they normally install it. So there's going to be a link to a video in the description. I want you to watch that video before you do this install to see the difference. What I did is I bought an open box fender flare set, which means that it was bought and then returned, so I got it at a really discounted price. I like to capitalize on those when I can, but those, meaning that one did not come with all the hardware that I needed. It didn't come with the installation instructions. It didn't come with a lot of the stuff I needed. So I had to makeshift those cell tappers to make it work, which isn't a big deal. It still looks good, it still looks clean, but please watch that other video before you do this install yourself. I will have my email and Venmo tag at the end of this video here in just a second. If you have any questions for me, or if you need to get in contact with me, please use that email. If you feel like you want to donate, please donate to that Venmo. I'd appreciate it. I will give you a shout out on every single YouTube video and podcast if you do so. Guys, I think I like it. What do y'all think? Please comment below and let me know what you think. All right, guys. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.
One more beer before I go. One more beer for the road. Give me 12 ounces of courage in my hand. Bartender, before you call last call and you kick me out of here.